Stitchers, my name is Jeanette and I'm from Bella Rose Needleworks, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. This is my very first solo Flosstube video. I had done several Flosstube videos in the past with my good friend Cheryl. She and I had a Flosstube that we had started together about 1.5 years or so ago. It was Garnet Rose Stitchers. And she and I had a blast making videos and sharing all of our stitchy stuff with you all. And we also worked together at the time. But last year, mid-year, she and I both left our jobs, and it just became really hard for us to meet up to make our videos together. She and I live about 30 minutes apart, and she's a homeschool mom. She's got 3 sweet little boys. So she's real busy, and I have my business and my own family, and coordinating to get together for videos was just really challenging. So we tried to make it work for a while, and then we just couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't keep up. And so we made the unfortunate decision to stop making the videos together. But she and I are still very good friends, and we talk almost every day. And I love her to pieces. She has her own new Flosstube channel, Star Garnet Stitchery, so feel free to go and check out her videos. She's got wonderful videos. I think she has at least 6 or 7 of them up already. She's a powerhouse, and she inspires me. So anyway, so this is my first one that I'm attempting to do by myself. I'm a little nervous. Actually, I'm a lot nervous, so bear with me. It's definitely a whole different dynamic sitting here and talking to myself on a camera. So she and I had a lot of fun bantering back and forth together and laughing and joking and being silly. And so the dynamic, like I said, is definitely very different by myself than it is with another person. So bear with me as we muddle through. Thank you so much for joining me and for enduring this little journey with me. I'm hoping it'll be a lot of fun. So just a little bit about me. I'm married. I have 2 daughters, 23 and 18, and I love them to pieces. They both are crafters, just like their mom. They stitch and do diamond painting and regular painting, and let's see, my older one does wool art. She makes things out of wool felt and just lots of really cool and amazing things I'll have to share sometime. So I've been hesitating on starting these videos only because it's way out of my comfort zone. And so I've been kind of dragging my feet, and I tend to overthink things. And so for those of you who know me, shush. Because I know you're sitting there saying, no, you don't drag your feet. Yes, I do drag my feet, and I overthink, and yeah. So anyway, so here we are. So we're gonna try and do this video. I have had a lot of inspiration. Full disclosure, I am actually a really terrible Flosstuber. I love watching Flosstube videos, but unfortunately, the way my life is right now, sitting down to watch Flosstube is just really hard. During the day, I'm either at my computer or at my sewing machine. On top of cross stitch, I actually also sew. I make bags and totes and project rolls and do finishing and a lot of other things. And so if I'm not sitting at my computer, I'm probably at my sewing machine, and keeps me really busy. So I'm trying to get better. My sister-in-law actually suggested that I just put in headphones and just listen. And so I've been trying that, and I've gotten a lot better. But I have to say that a lot of my inspiration has come from a handful of the Flosstubes that I have watched, namely Christy from Java Girl Stitches. And she's amazing. I love her videos. Her finishing is awesome. It's inspiring. And I just really enjoy listening to her talk. And the other one I really enjoy watching is Chrissy from Finally a Farm Girl. She and I met her at market this past year, and she's just an angel. I love her. She's sweet as can be, and I just really enjoy her videos. She makes me laugh, and so those have been a lot of fun. Cheryl, of course, my friend, because she she really just kind of blows me away with her energy, and she just loves sharing all her stuff, and she's really been an inspiration for me too. And I've had quite a number of people that have asked, and so here we are. And so we're gonna make an effort and see how it goes. So I've been stitching for over 30 years, and my mom taught me when I was a teenager, and I've been stitching ever since. Definitely kind of put it away for a while. I was really heavy into it when I was younger, and then I started having kids, and life gets busy, and jobs and things like that. And so cross stitch kind of went away for a little while for me. And so a handful of years ago, I started picking it back up again. With my sister-in-law, she kind of inspired me to get going back on my cross stitch again. So I pulled it out again, and here we are. So I have dozens of whips. I'm ashamed to say, I wish I was a monogamous stitcher, but I'm really not. I tend to squirrel, as I'm sure most of you, a lot of you at least, I'm sure are familiar with the squirreling, where you look at the next shiny new object and you're like, oh, I need to start that one now too. So I have committed myself to sticking with about a dozen or so current whips, where I've got just my bags of stitching. I've got a chair in our living room next to the couch, and I keep all of my current projects in there. And so I've tried to stay consistent with a handful of the ones that I really am working on and trying to focus on finishing. And so I'm trying to stay consistent at least with those. But maybe down the road we'll do a whip parade, and I'll share all of my whips with you. There are so many. Anyway, but it's a lot of fun. I get a lot of inspiration. I pull things out again and go, oh my gosh, I forgot that I had this, or I forgot I started. And it gets me going to work on those things again. So I'll share some of my current whips. I have some future plans and things that I want to start with in the next few weeks. And I have a handful of finishes. And then at the very end, I thought I would share, I do own a cross stitch shop. I'm Bella Rose Needleworks. We're strictly online, and I started that. It's been a dream of mine for about 15 years, but I just started my shop last August, so we're still very, very new. But I've been loving doing it. So I thought at the end, it would be fun to share a few of my favorite things. So some new items that we've gotten back into the shop, new for us, new for you guys. And so I thought I would share those with you because they're so fun. And if you're not interested in that, like I said, I'll save it to the end. You're more than welcome to just watch the video and skip that part. But if not, hang around and I'll show you a few of my favorite things. So with that being said, let's get started on the stitching. So I have, like I said, next to my couch in our living room, I've got two bags, tote bags, that I keep my current projects in. And so I figured I'd show a few of these with you and the progress that I've made or haven't made, such as it is. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share them all with you. And yeah, so the first one, I started working on this last year, and I was really inspired by the colors. They don't really go in my house, but I couldn't help it. And so this first one is, this is Strawberry Patchwork by Shannon Christine. And these teals and the pinks just got me. So I actually have that almost finished, probably about 75% done. Does that count as almost? I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, so here's how far I've gotten. I've got all the frame done, and I need to finish that bottom flower pot, and there's another strawberry in there. But the colors blend. She does such a good job of these blending these colors. Here, we'll get it in a little closer. Hopefully it doesn't blur out too much. But this one has been so much fun, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Pardon the wrinkles. I had it in a Nerge hoop. So I don't know if you guys have heard of or used the Nerge hoop. I'll show you one here. So this is a Nerge, and a friend of mine found them on Amazon, I think, and she was trying them out, and so I thought, hey, I'll try it out too. I don't mind it. I have found it's a little tight with, again, it kind of leaves these lines here. And so I tend to try and remember to remove the hoop from my stitching when I'm done. Otherwise it leaves those lines. But fortunately, the stitching is well within that shape, so it shouldn't cause too much issue. My biggest problem with this one is I have small hands, and so trying to, I'm a two-handed stitcher, I guess. And so the way I hold my stitching in the hoop, it was starting to hurt my fingers. And so I ended up taking it out and working on it in hand. I'm mostly an in-hand stitcher, have been most of my life. And so getting used to hoops and Q-snaps and those kinds of things is usually a challenge for me because I'm so used to just working on it in hand. So anyway, but there's that one. Strawberry Patchwork, and it has a partner, and I'll show you that because I have that one kitted up to do next. And this one is Sunflower Patchwork. Sorry for the glare, but those yellows and teals are just so yummy. And so I have that one kitted up to stitch on the same color of fabric. And once this one's done, hopefully I can get the next one done as well. And so there's that. Okay, so the next one is, I am a huge Prairie Schooler fan, and I've been collecting or working on collecting a lot of older Prairie Schooler patterns for a number of years. I've become very familiar with eBay because a lot of them are old and out of print now. Some of them they've started reprinting, which I was grateful for because couldn't find a lot of them anymore. But anyway, so the one I'm working on now is Summer Breeze. And it's sharing the same fabric as Spring Has Come. So I'm using the same fabric for both. The spring one is finished, the summer one is not. So I figured I'd show them both to you at the same time. So there's the spring. Spring Has Come. And then there's the summer. And I put the swan in the middle. So in the picture, oh, maybe that wasn't the one I changed. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I had originally thought about, there's this little 4-patch here, and I was going to switch it out and put the butterfly here where the swan is, but I ended up leaving it in. So, so there's those. And so this fabric is actually an even weave. I believe it's a 28 count even weave. And I dyed it myself. This was back one of the first fabrics I ever coffee tea dyed. I just wanted it to have some texture, and so that was kind of fun to try that out. I think I was originally hoping that the other two, there's an autumn and a winter, and I thought maybe they would both fit, but I don't think they're going to. So I'll just keep these two on here, and I'll find another fabric for the other two. So there's those. And like I said, I've been working on these for a while, but with summer on its way, I figured maybe it's time to get those finished and actually put out so people can enjoy them. So next one is, this is one I started, probably about a year ago. It's Plum Street Samplers, This Is the Day. And I have so enjoyed this stitch. I love the colors, and it's been really, really fun. So I am stitching this one on 32 count, Not Another Sampler by Be Stitch Me. And I'll show this to you here if I can get it up. There we go. And so I've got most of the bricks of the house laid out, and I've got that big flower pot done, and so I have all the words on the bottom still to do. So I'd like to say I'm halfway, but I don't think I actually am. I don't think I am, but I have so enjoyed working on this piece and hoping I can get this done before the end of summer. So that's kind of my goal. It's a big one though, so I think when I started it ended up being a little bit bigger than I was expecting. And so I'm kind of happy about that because I'll put it in a real frame and then it can stay out all year until Christmas, and then we Santify the entire house. Okay, so there's that one. And let's see. So a lot of people are really getting inspired and excited about stitching 4th of July. With the 250th anniversary of America being next year, there's been a lot of buzz of people that are working on a ton of 4th of July pieces, patriotic, anything like that. And I know Cheryl had done a video that was all patriotic, and I was blown away by how many charts are out there that are patriotic, 4th of July inspired, all of that. And so I've been kind of on a 4th of July kick too. I don't have nearly as many. I think I've only got a few in here, but I thought it would be fun to start working on a few of those and get them done for next year, if not this year. And so I'm working on a few of those too. So the first one is from the Teresa Kogut Broad Stripes and Bright Stars book. And I'm working on this one here, which is God Shed His Grace. And I'll get you a picture. So this is the chart. God Shed His Grace. And here we go. This is stitched on 32 count Confederate Gray by Weeks Dye Works. And so I'm probably, I don't know, maybe a third of the way done. So I got most of the house done and that awesome flag. And I started stitching on the grass, the blue grass at the bottom. So I did make one change in the pattern. And that is that the words here, the God Shed His Grace on the, in the hill, were originally in blue. So she's got two different colors of blue in here. There's a Classic Colorworks Old Blue Jeans and Weeks Dye Works Peacoat. And so you could see here, God Shed His Grace on the, but my dye lots on my two blues were so close that when I started stitching it, I couldn't see the words anymore. And so I ripped it all out and I started again. And so I ended up using, I think DMC 612 instead, because I really needed it to show up and the blues just weren't. So I think I can see it a lot better now with that beige color as opposed to the blue, which just got so lost in there. So yeah, that was fun. I hate frogging. I hate frogging. So this fabric was big enough that I'm actually going to add 2, maybe 3 more projects to the bottom of it. So this is a fat quarter and it's a huge piece of fabric. And so I started another 4th of July one on the bottom. And this is Little House Needleworks Land of the Free. And this came as a floss pack. So you get the chart for free. And it came with all the flosses. So sorry about my neighbor and his yard work. I have the window open because it's such a gorgeous day outside. But unfortunately you can hear him and all his yard working out there. But anyway, Land of the Free. And I think I'm probably about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way done. Finish that little flower pot at the bottom and the rest of the border, and that should be good. And then I can get that one finished up. And then in this corner right here, I'm going to put in its counterpart, which is Home of the Brave. So Land of the Free and Home, I haven't started it yet, obviously, but all the flosses come in the little package and you get the chart. And so I thought that would be super cute on the same colored fabric. And then I've got one more. We'll see how much room those two take up because I really want to do this one here. This is a Little House Needleworks Americana Petites. Yes, Americana Petites. So there's 4 in here and I'm pretty sure those will fit on that last little bit of fabric at the bottom. And I'll probably just finish them as little pillows, and so I don't need a whole lot of extra fabric around the end or around the perimeter. I won't be doing framing or anything like that, but that should all fit on the bottom of this giant piece of fabric. So, okay, next is, let's see here. So this one, I pulled out the other day, and I thought that I had gotten so much further on it than I actually did. Do you guys ever do that? You pull out a project and you're like, hey, I'm going to work on this, and you think you've got so much of it done already, and no. So I was a little disappointed, but I still have really enjoyed working on it. So this is, I pulled this one out again because this is Lila's Studio, Autumn is as Joyful, and I pulled this one out again because she just released the winter one, which is Peace on Earth is the new one. And I actually have that to show you guys at the end. You should see all the floss. It's so yummy. Oh, those colors are so fun. Anyway, so that's what inspired me to pull this one out and start working on it, thinking, oh gosh, maybe I can get it done by autumn. It's not happening because I pulled it out and yeah, it's not happening. But I still enjoy working on it. So here's how far I've gotten, which is not far at all. I actually thought that I had this whole corner done. No, I did not. I pulled it out and I'm like, oh, well, dang. So this is a 36 count, hold on a second here. 36 count corn silk by Weeks Dye Works is my fabric. And I'm stitching 1/2. So I'm just using one strand of floss. I got my little remnant there. And it is actually really, really fun to work on. I love using over-dyed flosses, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of burn through when you don't have to do 1X at a time. And so using the regular DMC colors is kind of nice sometimes because you can just kind of burn through it. So anyway, not as far as I had hoped, but that's okay. We'll get going on it eventually. And again, I'm sorry for the noise, you guys. I guess I picked a good day to sit and do a video with the window open with my neighbor out there doing his yard work. So anyway, all right. So last year in October, I had the pleasure of going to Stitch West in Utah in October. I think I said that already. And I got to meet Kathy Haberman because she was the guest designer, hands-on design. And she is so much fun. She has so much energy. And she blew me away with just how much she does. And she just, it was hard keeping up. But I had the best time. And I have been working on the chart that we got for our retreat. And this is called Make Today Count. And I had started working on it and I put it away for some reason. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's probably because it was October and usually come like Halloween time, I am ready to stitch Christmas. Fall and Christmas is like right there. And so I probably put it away because I wanted to work on Christmas ornaments or whatever. So, so this one got put away and I pulled it out again because the colors are great for spring and summer. And so I thought I would see if I can't get this darling one done. So here's how far I am. And so I got all the words done in that little border and started on the little bits and bobs there. And let's see, this is on the called for fabric, which is, good grief. I thought I had it in here. Here I thought I was being all prepared. Let's see, hold on. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll put a description below and if I can figure out what it was, because I thought I had it on the back here and apparently I don't, because I am painfully disorganized as always. So yeah, I don't know where it was, but I'll figure it out and I'll post it below. But I love the fabric because it's got that chalkboardy look and it's really fun to work on. I do find though that I have to work on it either in the daytime or with a really bright light because the dark fabric is so hard to see with those little holes. So anyway, apologize about the fabric name there, guys. I'll figure it out. All right, so the next one, I'm working on a handful of Christmas ones. I don't know if you guys do this, but I kind of work on Christmas all year. I started in January the hashtag, and it's 12 and 25. So it's 12 ornaments in the year 2025. I was really great in January and February, and obviously life happens and things get put away, and so I haven't been back to it since then. But like I said, I usually have a Christmas one or two kind of always going because I love stitching Christmas. And so I have been kind of always cycling through one Christmas one or another. So I do have a few Christmas ones in here that I've really been enjoying. But the first one is part of the 12 and 25. I think I only got one done. Sad. I know, sad. But what are you gonna do? So maybe this summer I'll be able to get caught up on a few more. It'd be nice at the end of the year to have 12 brand new ornaments to put on my tree, but at this rate, it's not gonna happen. But that's okay. I still enjoy it. So anyway, I love 12 Days of Christmas. So I'm always on the hunt for a new series that is 12 Days of Christmas. And last year I stumbled upon this old series from Prairie Schooler, and it's the Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. And so there's 3 charts. Each one has four Santas, and I have all 3 of them. And yeah, this was kind of one of those happy finds on eBay when I was bored one day. And so I'll show all 3 of them to you because they're so fun. So here's the first one. This is 1 through 4. And then I will show you the other 2 here. Let's see if I can get them out. I was actually impressed with the person that I ended up buying these from. You never really know with eBay if you're gonna get screwed or not. And so I lucked out. These books are in brand new condition. There's no stickers on them or anything. No tearing, no marks. They were like brand spanking new. So I was really impressed. But anyway, here's number 2. So this is 5 through 8. Gold rings, and I like this goose one. So there's that one. And then here's the last one, 9 through 12. There we go. I thought this was clever. The 9 ladies dancing, and he's got this marionette with the little dancing lady. I thought that was really cute. So those are actually a lot of fun. So here is my stitching. And okay, so I have the first one almost completely done. So there's my partridge in a pear tree. And I'm stitching this over 1, and it is on, let's see, Hot Cocoa. This is a 20 count Ada Hot Cocoa by Bestitch Me. So I don't stitch a lot on Ada, but I really liked how even the stitches are on Ada for this, so the ornaments will be all the same size. And this is a really nice fabric to stitch on, by the way. So the 20 count's really fun, and I've really been enjoying that. But again, it's over 1. 1 over 1. I'm using 1 strand of floss. So I've got just a little bit more on that tree to do, and then that one should be done. I can move on to the next one. So, all right, so there's that Christmas one. I'll set that there for now. Okay, so here's another series that I've been working on. And yes, it's 12 Days of Christmas. Like I said, I have several. And this is the 2022 Christmas Club by Shannon Christine. So she did all of the 12 Days of Christmas. So 1 and 2 came in this chart. And I have just about finished the first one. So here's this one. Oh, let's see if that can focus. I don't know. Can you see? Hopefully it's not too blurry. So it does have beads in there, and I'm trying to see if it did not. So it does have some krennic, but it does not actually have beads. So I actually added the beads in there because I wanted it to have that extra sparkle. And so there are little Mill Hill gold beads in there to go with the, sorry if it's blurry, the Krennic, and so that's been really fun. This fabric was originally a white opalescent, and I dyed it like this teal color. So I think the photo shows it kind of on a teal, and I couldn't find a teal that I liked, and so I just hand dyed my own. I had a big enough piece of fabric that I just dyed it big enough to do all 12, so they're all on the same fabric. And then I originally was stitching this in a Q-snap, and so I sewed, it was too, the piece of fabric was too small to fit in a Q-snap, and so I just sewed regular fabric around the edge so that it would fit in my Q-snap. And I pulled it out just so I could show it in the video. But anyway, they'll bounce right back in that Q-snap when I'm all done. So, all right, so there's that one. You should see this mess. It's terrible. Okay. Last one is, so this one I started last year, and I think I put it away because I'm stitching with silk, and I realized that I don't know if I actually have enough silk to finish. So I'm gonna have to order some more. So this is Santa and the Wool Makers by Hello from Liz Matthews. Actually, this was a collaboration with Kathy Barrick and Hello from Liz Matthews. This is a mom and daughter team. And they did a collaboration last year on this one. But I thought he was so cool. And so I'm stitching this one on a 32 count Small Potatoes by Lappin' Loops. And I haven't gotten very far again. I think it's because I was worried that I wasn't gonna have enough silk. But I've got some of the borders started and a little bit of that tree. Not very impressive, sorry. But I'm gonna get going on that. If you haven't used these NPI silks, they are yummy. This is what the floss was called for in the pattern. I bought this floss pack, and so the NPI silks are awesome. If you haven't used them before, they're so nice to work with and so soft, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm gonna get back into that. I think it was the green that I was worried about not having enough, but I think I'm just gonna test it out and see. It is an over dyed, so there's some slight variegation, but I think I could probably chance it and see how far I get. So, all right, so there's those. Well, that's it for my current stitches and what I am, so hang on one second, currently working on. I have a couple of finishes and some future plans that I'm hoping to do, and then again at the end I'll do a few of my favorite things from the shop. So the first finish that I have is, hold on one second, okay, Call Me Crafty by Hands On Design. And this one came out with Market, and it's a 3-part series. So this is the first one. The second 2 haven't been released yet, but it's part of the Craft Room is the name of the little series that she's doing. And so there's a hashtag out there if you're part of the Stitch Along, and it's HOD Craft Room Sal, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's this one here. And I loved these colors. I thought they were so pretty, and so I jumped on that one real quick. I'm stitching it on a 32 count white opalescent, and I got a piece that was big enough so that I can stitch on all 3. I needed an excuse to use the sparkly fabric, and so I thought this one was perfect. And so there is Call Me Crafty. And it says, "You say I'm crafty like it's a bad thing." I just love this. It was so fun to stitch. It stitched up really fast. And then there's a bonus here at the bottom, ST. So I'm assuming it says stitch. So you get the other 2 parts in the other 2 charts when they are released. And so I did start that one on the bottom here. I didn't get very far just because I don't know what the rest of it's going to look like. So I just kind of got it started. So I'm not 100% sure how I want to finish this. Kathy had a couple different ways that she had it done. So obviously in the picture, it's framed in this cute little beaded frame. But she also had it shown with the Clipster by Chantelle's 141. So I did pick up one of those, and I think I may finish one of them on this, but I haven't 100% decided, only because I don't know what the other two charts are going to look like, and I want to have them finished all together. And so I may do them all, one framed, one in the Clipster, one pillow, I don't know. So I kind of left it open. That's why it's not FFO'd yet. But again, it was super fun to stitch. I love this opalescent shiny fabric. I know it's hard to see the opalescence in there, but I needed an excuse to use sparkly fabric. I'm all about the sparkles. Anything sparkly. So, okay, so the next FFO I'm going to show you is one that I did a few months ago. It's part of a series, and I got the first two in the series done, and then life happened and I had to set the rest of it aside. But I really want to get back into it, and so I thought I would show my finish, hoping that that would inspire me to get going on the rest in the series. So anyway, it's part of the Country Cottage Needleworks monthly mini village series, and so it's the one I'm going to show you is January. That's the FFO I have, so I understand it's May. I can't believe it's already May. But eventually they're all going to get finished the same on this little finished piece. So I also stitched February, so February is done. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she just released July, and I'm super excited about July because it's adorable, and it's goes with the whole patriotic theme and all of that stuff. So my goal is to get going again with July. And anyway, so here's my finish. And so this is January, and I finished it in this really cute Chantelle's 141 finishing piece, and I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's a shelf. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it below. And so forgive me for forgetting what the name of the finished piece is called. But anyway, I did this so that it could be interchangeable. And so this is just a magnet. And so I just made this little bow and stuck it on there with a magnet. And this is just Velcroed on. And so I won't take the whole thing off, but it's just Velcroed in there. So each new one will pop off, and then I can put the next one in. And I just put a little bit of pick in there, some little ivy, and made it look kind of cute. And so this is January, and then I added the little buttons in there, and I'll do the same for each one. And so the February one is finished, and I'll show you my February, even though it's not in the little frame. But hopefully I can get the July one done, and then we'll keep going on the rest of the series. It is such a cute series. I was going to start with June, so here's June. But then July came out, and I'm like, no, I think I'm going to have to do July. So here is February, and they're all finished, stitched on the same fabric. So the called for fabric is Beautiful Beige. It's the 32 count Beautiful Beige. And I just took the Beautiful Beige and I coffee tea dyed it. I wanted it to have a little bit of texture. And so I just added a little coffee tea dye in there. But this is the February one. And yes, again, I know it's May. We're a little behind. It's okay. Anyway, so the piece is big enough to do another one. And I dyed enough fabric so that I can do all 12 months on the same color of fabric. But yeah, here's February. Got these cute little people. And the only change that I made, I think, in the whole pattern is she has hers, each of the names of the month is in a different color. So like this one's in brown. The June one is red. The February one is also red. And I wanted them all to look the same. So I think I did them all in this one color of brown. It's the same colors, the same Classic Colorworks palette for all 12 months. So if you buy all the colors, you should be able to, you may need to buy a couple extra skeins of some certain ones, but this one here, I think is Hickory Sticks, is that dark brown. And so I wanted all the words to be the same color, so I think I just changed changed that one. So anyway, so that's that finish. And then my last FFO is this one. So this is Hands-On Design. There's a Hair in My Garden. And I saw this one at market and I knew I had to stitch it. It's going to be part of a series. She's got, I think, 2 more that are coming out that are part of these, she calls them, it's a BAP, a big awesome produce. So the first one's this strawberry, and then she has a pumpkin and a tomato. And I cannot wait to see what those 2 are going to look like. I am so excited. So the first one is, she had hers finished as a strawberry. I wanted mine to look more like a carrot. So there's carrots in the finish. And so I just changed the top so that it looked a little bit more like the stitching in here. I couldn't help myself. She has an awesome template that she provides for the scalloped top that you cut out to do the top part. And it's definitely more round, like a strawberry. And so I just recut another template and made them look a little bit more like these sweet little leaves in those carrots. And so my daughter had some wool felt, and so I cut the template out and did a little bit of stitching on there. It's just blanket stitch and some running stitch here, super easy. And then Kathy had done some really cute pins that she made herself for one of her newer designs. And I'm like, I think that is a brilliant idea. I didn't have the Jabco pins that are in the chart. And so I decided to make my own. I had some 18 count perforated paper, and I just on, oh gosh, what do you call it? Graph paper. I just, designed a couple of little flowers that resembled the ones that she has here in the chart. And then I made this little bee and made these cute little pins. And I just backed them with a little bit of wool. And then they stick as I drop it, and they stick right in here. I had so much fun with this finish. It was a little challenging in the beginning, but once I got it going, it came together super cute. I just added the ribbon on the top and stuck the little pins in there, and it's waiting for its other 2 little friends, big friends, to join it. So yes, it's a carrot. I know it's supposed to be a strawberry, but mine's a carrot. Okay, so those are my FFOs, my finishes. I have some more in the works, but they won't be done probably until the next time. So I'll share those the next time I do a video, if I make it through. And so I thought, at this point, I will switch it over and, oh no, I take it back. I'm going to show you a couple of my plans coming up, a couple projects that I want to work on and get started on in the next couple of weeks. And so the first one, sorry, I got sidetracked again. I've been really wanting to start this one. This is Liberty by With Thy Needle and Thread. This was a new market release, and it came with these yummy flosses. And so I had those all kitted up, and I'm gonna stitch it on. This is 32 count Sandstone by Grace Notes. So this is the fabric that I picked. And so I thought that would look really, sorry for the glare. I thought that would look really pretty. So I wanted the fabric to be kind of subtle, because there's a lot of, it's very soft. And so I can't wait to start that one. So I got that one. And then the next one I have is Summer Trio. It's another With Thy Needle and Thread. I'm hoping these stitch up nice and quick. So, and here's the floss pack. Look at those colors. Yum. And I'm going to stitch it on. This is 32 count Small Potatoes by Lap and Loops. And so here's my fabric. I thought that would be good. It looks kind of parchmenty to me. And so I thought that would be a nice summery fabric, neutral fabric to put on there. So I thought that would be, oh yeah, I like that. So that's that one. And I got one more. And this one is Joy by Shakespeare's Peddler. There's that. So Teresa Vanette at Market had some fabrics, and I hadn't seen her fabrics in person before, and oh my word, they were gorgeous. But she had this one 36 count opalescent. I told you I have a thing for the sparkles. And so I got this fabric, and it's called Chandelier. And I just knew that it had to be for something Christmassy. And so I thought this Joy would be perfect on there. So here's the floss pack. Sorry for the crinkles. So this was a limited edition floss pack that came out from Gentle Art. And if I'm not mistaken, they're working on a conversion for a couple of the colors that you can't get anymore. Because I guess it was very, very popular. And so these are the colors. And I just thought on that sparkly fabric, oh my word, it's just screams Christmas. I love it. I love it. So hopefully they'll come up with an alternative couple of colors to replace the ones that were limited that you can't get anymore. So, but I'm really excited about those. So those are my 3 new starts or future plans. And I think that's it for that. So now I can chat a little bit about a few of my favorite things, and that'll be it. So hang on one second, I'll be right back. Okay, so if you have managed to stick with me this long, thank you so much for being here and for supporting me. And I thought it would be fun to share a few of my favorite things. And this is just kind of a random assortment of some of the things that we have in the shop that I've really enjoyed, and I thought I would share them with you. And so the first one is Karen from Rosewood Manor has a brand new sampler that's coming out this year in celebration of America's 250th anniversary. And it's called, appropriately, Celebration. And it is, let me see if I can show it without my address here. I only have this picture. It's from Needlework Retailer Magazine. But this is the picture of the stitch. It's called Celebration. It's this giant manor with these fireworks and flags. And this is currently available for pre-order. It doesn't come out until July. And so I thought it would be really fun to show and let you guys know that you can come to the website and pre-order a copy for yourself. We will also be putting together floss packs. So as those get closer, we'll have those as well. And if I understand correctly, there's actually some Krennic in here. And so actually, I take it back. It's not Krennic. It is Rainbow Gallery. So the fireworks in some of the places here are sparkly floss, very appropriate for 4th of July. So it is spectacular. I've seen it in person and it's huge. And so if you're into those beautiful big patterns, this is definitely the one for you. It's going to be amazing. So I have that one. Another one of my favorite things is Lila's Studio released their new design, Peace on Earth. And it's the next in their Quaker series. And so I think this is, I can't say that it's the last one, but now she has quite a few actually. But this is the winter one, Peace on Earth. And we have these amazing floss packs. Look at all that floss. Are those colors so pretty? So I thought those were really fun. This, I cannot wait to stitch. I just love all of the themes in here. It's very whimsical and sweet, and I just love it. And I think that's going to be a really, really fun stitch. And so here's floss packs. It's all DMC, which is awesome. And that'll be really fun. So another one that we kitted up is a new one from Little House Needleworks, and it's called Midnight in the Garden. And so we put some really pretty floss packs together for those. So Classic Colorworks in DMC. There's not a lot of floss in here, but those colors are so yummy. And so we thought that would be really fun too. So Also wanted to let you know, if you guys haven't already seen it, Beverly from Flamingo Toes has a Needle Minder of the Month club that's starting next month. And every month, starting in June, you'll get a new needle minder and a matching embroidery or cross-stitch chart that matches. And I'm super excited about this series. And so we wanted to let you guys know that if you're interested, you can pre-order a subscription for the needle minders on our website. And I'll put the website down below. We're bellaroseneedleworks.com, so it's super easy to remember. But if you're interested, I think it's going to be an awesome series. I love needle minders, and I tend to not really use them the way they're supposed to be used because I primarily stitch in hand. Obviously, the magnet on my fabric doesn't really work. And so I've got a little tin that sits next to me on my little side table, and I stick all of my needle minders on that tin. And obviously I put the needles on there too, but I have to then put it away because we have cats, and so the thought of one of my kitties finding a needle is horrifying, and so I always tuck it away when I'm done. But that's typically where I keep my needle minders because I don't put them on my fabric. So anyway, but I am super excited about this club. I actually signed up for myself because I collect needle minders just because they're so much fun, and I have probably 50 needle minders, and they're all over the place. I tend to lose them too. They're with projects, or I pull them out and I use them for something else, and I'm horrible. But I absolutely love needle minders. I just think they're so much fun. And so I think her series, I love Beverly's needle minders. If you haven't seen her needle minders before, you'll have to go on her website and take a look at all of the countless needle minders she has. So she's got quite a collection herself that she has released. And so I think this Needle Minder of the Month Club is going to be so much fun. So if you're interested, hop on over to the website and reserve a copy for yourself. And I've got one more of my favorite things to show. And that is this new set series from Primrose Cottage. And it's the stitching series. And so she's got 3 new charts. So there's Stitching Rules, and there's Stitching Quaker, and there is Stitching Quilt. And I love all of these. The color palette is so pretty on these. And they're all color and cotton flosses. So we have these awesome floss packs that you can grab up that have all the colors in them. There is one DMC. I believe Stitching Rules has one DMC in it, and so we threw one of those in there as well. And then if you haven't seen them before, she's got these super cute charms. Look at these charms. So this is a stitching trio, and then she's got another one that says whip. Who doesn't need a zipper pull charm for their project bag? So she's got these also that are adorable, and I love them, and I want to collect them all. So anyway, lots of fun stuff. Lots of things coming, and really excited about it. Again, for those of you that stuck with me for this video, thank you so much for your support and your encouragement, and for putting up with me. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for visiting and hanging out, and we'll see you again. Bye.